What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel and you're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear. Here today we're going to be checking out this, I believe the prototype. This is the Asher Fixie for Fix Blade. Get it? Fixie, play on words. So it is a fixed blade called the Fixie from Asher, and it's going to be an interesting one. So we're going to be checking it out here, doing some size comparisons, sharing what the carry experience has been like on this nice, very comfortable and very usable everyday fixed blade. So we're going to get into it. I'm not affiliated with Asher, but this knife did come to me via Lefty EDC's knife pass around, and we're all checking out this prototype. I believe the finished product is going to have their AK logo printed right there on the blade. That being said, I'm still going to put links in the description for this knife and any other knife that you might see on this video. With that in mind, let's go ahead and get started here. So what do we have going on for this guy? Let's go over the basics. So we do have a sheath going on. This is a Kydex sheath, and more to come on that in a second. It does have a deep carry pocket clip. As far as the blade, all right, the fixed blade itself, we have a nice stone washed, finished, flat grind going on style blade. This is S90V, or at least I'm not sure about this prototype, but from what I gather on their website, it should be in S90V steel with G10 on both sides. The onlays are G10. The quality on this thing is pretty solid, pretty good, you guys. So, I mean, there's the construction, the fit and finish all throughout. This is a full tang type of fixed blade here. You know, the tang of the blade here runs all the way through, which is nice. It adds to the rigidity, how solid this fixed blade is going to be. You have two what seem to be TA screws going on. We'll do a hardware check in a bit. And ergonomically speaking, this is very, very comfortable. I typically don't review fixed blades, but that's only because I haven't really gotten that much into fixed blades. I do own a few. You'll see them in a second during the size comparison. But I gotta tell you, EDC in this one is small enough and comfortable enough where I actually had a good experience. So after I unboxed this knife about a week or so, week and a half ago, I've been EDCing it since, right? It does come again with this Kydex sheath. Of course, make sure you're not putting it backwards. That would be a no-no. So make sure you put it right. That being said, the pocket clip here is pretty nice, pretty good, deep carry. It's gonna run probably in your belt. It does have a little bit of a section here that will help it catch on your belt. And it's so aggressive depending on what type of belt you have on. If you have, like, let's say, like a dressy belt, it might destroy that belt. That's how aggressive that little catch section right there is. So maybe put it on a belt that's a little bit more hardcore or outdoorsy, or you don't really care about too much, because yeah, that is going to make sure that that Kydex sheath goes in and stays in place when you're about to pull up the knife. The other thing that I noticed too is the click action right here is really, really good. Right, check that out. Right, it's really nice and solid. There's no rattling for the most part going on here, and you're not really concerned that the sheath is going to come out or anything, because it just clicks really, really good in place right there. Boom, nice and solid thunk right there for clicking in place. So I have some other knives here as well to do a quick size comparison on the fixed blade world of things. Here is the Mora Basic. Right, this is another fixed blade of mine. I've had this thing since forever, because these cost like $10. Sweden company, you know, they're very popular, also budget, you know, dollar for dollar, 10 bucks right here. So this is one of my fixed blades that I've had for a while. And then another one that I've had here for quite some time is the FLISSA fixed blade. This is a fixed blade with a finger choil, and man, oh man, can you do work with this thing. It has also a beautiful Damascus going on right there. It's very, very nice. The wood, cure wood handles, also full tang going on. This thing is really, really good and very slicey as well. Has this leather sheath going on. And yeah, this next to each other right here, this guy, as compared to the other guys, is going to be a little bit more on that shorter side, which makes it very EDCable, right? So you have your typical medium to large fixed blades. Not that this guy's that much big. This guy, the handle to blade ratio on this guy is definitely off by a landslide. But you know, the overall length, right? This guy is much smaller, so when you're carrying this thing in your belt, it's gonna feel really, really good, and it's not gonna take up as much room as some of these other bigger blades. You know, if we take it out of the sheath and we do a comparison, by the way, the action right here, the tension that you build in your thumb to let go of the sheath, that feels really good, right? So doing that is very nice and dialed in. Okay, and so let's see it here compared to some of the typical knives that we do, or maybe do it this way. Here is the PM2. All right, so it's going to be a little bit shorter than a PM2. A pair of 3 here is going to be around the size of a pair of 3. How about that? Maybe a tad bit bigger. Okay, what about the Demko brothers? Check them out right here. It's going to be just about as long as a clip point Demko AD 20.5. Here's the Demko Shark Foot version right there. It's a little bit bigger than the Shark's Foot blade style AD 20.5. Of course, we can't forget about the Rat Model 1, and here is the Rat Model 2. So it is, yeah, it's somewhere in between the Rat Model 2 and the Rat Model 1. So there's a quick comparison right there. Another knife that I recently reviewed and also came in the same box is the Spyderco G10. This one, of course, is a folder with 20 CV steel. And they're both about the same size, honestly. Exception, one is a folder. Obviously, the other one is a fixed blade. So you can definitely expect to do a little bit more abuse, right? Hard use and abuse out of this guy than you would your typical folding knife. Let's get some other basics here out of the way. We have the blade stock thickness at 0.13. The actual handle thickness is going to be around 0.60 is 59, right? Around there, right? That ballpark, 0.59, 0.60, 0.6. And let's see, the weight on this bad boy is going to be, all right there, 3.9. Actually, you always got to check the scale twice. If I have learned anything about doing these reviews during this whole time I've been doing them, so you always check the scale twice. It's like Santa's list, right? You have to check it twice. And yes, it is 4 ounces right there. Don't mind me with the lame dad jokes, of course. So let me get the scale out of the way and we'll do a hardware check really quick. Again, my guess is those look like T8s. By the way, my tools are very recommendable. They are part of the Spyderco tool set. They are linked down below, so check that out in the description. Those affiliate links will help out the channel at no extra cost to you if you're interested. T8 for the screws. Yes, that is correct. That is perfect. On one side only, they're nice and polished and flush on the other side. And yes, T8 for the 2 screws. So that's not bad at all. As far as the sheath, it does have that pocket clip, so would it be T8 here as well? Yes, certainly T8 on this side, T8 on the other side. Boom, we're golden. T8 all around. That puts a smile on my face. That is a good day. We're using bigger hardware, none of that T6 nonsense. Of course, you know, it's all preference, but you get the idea, right? The bigger the you know, the pattern, the less chances of any bit stripping or anything like that. So yeah, the fit and finish on this guy, check it out. I mean, again, I mentioned earlier, I spent so much time looking at this thing and I just can't find any QC or quality control, quality check type of flaw anywhere because it is just that well constructed. The G10 feels nice and smooth, but also grippy at the same time, which is pretty good. You have a linear hole there all throughout here. Nice drill hole there. If you're into that, you could attach a lanyard there, which is good for you. You have some nice jimping going on, so the blade does go up a bit and then drops down. What seems to be a clip point, because this is a straight line right here, so that to me screams clip point for the most part. And I'm telling you, ergonomically speaking, right, I have medium to large hands. They are not the biggest, they're not the smallest. Really wish that there was a little bit more jimping all throughout the spine of the blade here. That would help a little bit. I guess I have been spoiled with EMP EDC knives here, the Nymble XV2, the Ronin, right? Check out the jimping on these guys. It is all the way through. And on the fixed blade, I've seen a few fixed blades. They're experimenting with the idea of running the jimping a little bit more into the blade, so maybe they could do that. A lot of belly going on here, right? So the tip is quite up. So those utility cuts, you're gonna be more at an angle. What you can use this guy for is a gray slicer, flat grind going on, stone wash, which is very forgiving for any sort of scratches and you know, hard use that you put into it. So again, pretty solid prototype of a blade here. I believe the price point on this guy once it comes out will be around the $130 ballpark. So again, check that link below for specifics. It might be higher, it might be lower. But again, this is a prototype. We're checking out a prototype. This is not the finished product. Again, Asher knives the Fixie, right? That's what they called it, the Fixie, because it is a fixed blade. Get it? Drum roll, please. That being said, yeah, let's go ahead and do some cutting here, shall we? Not that it's going to prove anything, but can it cut paper? All right, sure can. All right. It's going to cut paper, no problem. Be mindful of the actual blade shape, because depending on how you slice the blade across the paper or whatever the material is, you know, it does curve up and you may run out of cutting edge pretty quickly. All right, go ahead and rate it in the comments from 1 through 10. How sharp is this guy? All right, but we know it can do paper, right? That's not a surprise right there. Can it do cardboard? All right, let's get some cardboard out here. We got the pull-ups flavor of the week here. So let's see. When cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but at an angle like that, and it would look something like this. Boom. All right, yeah, I can see that belly is not working in my favor when making those cuts, slicing all the way through. So, unlike, let's say, something like a shark's foot or, you know, sheep's foot or something like that, where you have a straight edge, here you're dealing with a belly. All right, so that belly is going to kind of pull away from the cutting material. So that's something to be mindful of. But it certainly will cut, right? A lot of technique involved when cutting cardboard. Again, always cut at an angle. All right, you guys can be the judge right there. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the Asher Fixie, right? Fix blade from Asher Knives. Again, very ergonomically friendly, small factor, fixed blade. Is certainly going to get work done. S90V should be the steel that it ends up with in production. This is a prototype. G10 handles, super high quality. I mean, very functional and solid. Kydex sheath here with a good pocket clip that is very aggressive. This thing, once clipped on with this stop right there, it is not going anywhere, and you can deploy this thing hundreds of thousands of times and that sheath isn't going anywhere. You're actually going to struggle to take it off if I'm being honest. So I ended up putting it on a dressy belt that I was wearing, and it actually, you know, like completely destroyed the belt on that side. So make sure you're using your outdoors or, you know, your hardcore use belt for this bad boy. But other than that, I mean, pretty solid, you know, performed pretty good for the time I've had it. So if you're interested, check out those links down in the description below to learn more about this guy. Let me know if you want to know anything additional about this knife. Anything you want to know, let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation down there. Guys, I have been on a jet stream of content lately. There's all kinds of knives for you to check out, reviews on the EMP EDC Nymble V2, the EMP EDC Ronin. All right, we got the Asher Knives Spyro G10 right there as well. And even this little guy right here, this is a Rhino. This is the Glow Rhino Fermi, right? This is called the Fermi, and this is going to be the next knife that I'll be reviewing. I'm currently EDCing this guy like crazy. It is a guillotine of a small EDC knife on ball bearings, and the action on this thing is really, really good. So chances are the review on this guy will be ready to go. If you want to check it out, I'll put a card right here, or you're welcome to check out the review on any of these other knives. This will be a great time to smash that like button if you haven't, you guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to check out more knife and EDC content like this on a daily basis. And if you want to support the channel a step farther, don't forget to check out the Patreon link down below, where you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. If you made it to the end, you guys are the real MVP. I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.